Hello, 6th graders. Hope you're all having a good day. Today we're going to talk about an important math concept called the order of operations. The objectives of this lesson are to better understand how to solve a problem that has a combination of many numbers and operations, and complete the practice examples and the quiz at the end successfully. Overview. You want to find out what the order of operations mean. We'll go over PEMDAS, the example problems, and the quiz at the end. So what is the order of operations? Order of operations is the order you use to solve a numerical expression with many components, so everyone finds the same value for an equation. So the order of operations is just a set of math rules that tell you which math operations, like addition or multiplication, to do first. Just like in life, we have an order for putting on shoes, right? Or eating cereal. So in math, we have an order for solving equations, so everyone gets the same answer. Here I have shown an example of what a numerical expression in math looks like. So that's the 3 times 2 plus 4 times 4. That's what your expressions will look like in examples. On the arrow, I have shown the order of operations you need to follow to complete a numeric expression. So first, you will simplify the expression inside grouping symbols using parentheses, and I showed an example. Then number 2, you find the value of all the powers, and that's an example of what it looks like. And then multiply and divide in order from left to right. And then lastly, number 4, you add and subtract in order from left to right. So for the numerical expression 3 times 2 plus 4 times 4, two people could easily get two different answers if they don't follow this exact order. One way to remember this is the acronym PEMDAS. PEMDAS stands for Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. This is a good tool to remember the specific order when learning the order of operations. Each letter stands for one of the operations. So the P in please, that stands for parentheses. E stands for exponents, M stands for multiplication, D stands for division, A stands for addition, and S stands for subtraction. So just try to remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, because this will help a lot. First, we have P, and please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. P, as I said, represents parentheses and brackets. Parentheses are used to group things together. Our rules tell us to do any operations inside these grouping symbols first. And then that's what parentheses look like, and sometimes you can see brackets. Now let's take a closer look at the second rule. That says exponents. If you haven't seen exponents before, they're just a way of writing repeated multiplication. For example, the repeated multiplication 5 times 5 can be written in a shorter form as 5 multiplied twice, or 5 to the second power, which is shown on this slide. So it's 5 raised to the 2. So after we look for any parentheses / brackets and simplify any exponents, the next priority is looking for multiplication or division in an equation. We always do multiplication and division before addition and subtraction. Think of multiplication as like a pair. They always are together. Multiplication and division are connected. That is why they are both the same color. I made them both green, as you can see. You simplify whichever one comes first when looking at the equation from left to right. You should always read equations like you're reading a book, from left to right, right? The last priority is addition and subtraction. Just like multiplication and division, you simplify whichever comes first on going from the left side to the right side. If the problem is 4 plus 3 minus 1, you complete 4 plus 3 to equal 7, and then subtract the 1. Alright, so before we practice, let's overview the 4 rules again. The order of operation rules. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. First, do the operation in parentheses. Then do the exponents. Then multiply or divide, going from left to right, or addition or subtraction, going from left to right. And here's Aunt Sally in the corner, and she's saying, don't forget to solve the order left to right. So I have some helpful tools for you guys when you are practicing these problems. The first tool is always underline the portion of the problem you are solving from the order and bring down that simplification, and then bring down the rest of the expression. This picture that I put up here, like that, shows you what I want your problems to look like when you're completing them. So you're going to bring it down with like two arrows coming to a point, kind of like a pyramid. The other tool is to write PEMDAS vertically on the side of your paper and cross out the letters of the rules that are not shown in the problem. So, for example, in example A, the image, it says 10 plus 2 times 15. So there are no parentheses, so we can cross out the P as shown with the green marker. And then we look to see if there are any exponents next. And it doesn't look like there are any in this problem. So we cross out the E, because E stands for exponents, right? And then we look to check if all the other rules are shown, and it looks like they're all present, and so we just leave the rest. And then, as you can see, that's underlined as well, so we're bringing down the problem. Alright, now let's do some practice problems. The first example is shown. The expression states 10 plus 15 minus 3 times 2. So the first step is to write PEMDAS on the side of the paper and evaluate which rules are used. Then we see parentheses are present in the problem. So we underline the parentheses like shown and bring down the simplification and the rest of the expression in the same order, shown in the white text. And we cross out exponents and division because there's none of that used. Looking at the white text expression, we decide what rule to use next. Obviously, 10 was brought down, and then the 12 was brought down because that's in the parentheses, and then times the 2. So multiplication comes before addition in PEMDAS. So we multiply 12 times 2 and bring down the answer to that, which is 24. Like that. And bring down the rest of the equation. So now we have 10 plus 24. When we add 10 plus 24, it brings us to our final answer. So I underlined it and brought it down, which, as you can see, and our final answer is 34. So I circled it or put a square around it to show that is my final answer. Sorry, that is my final answer. So I'd like you guys to please do that on your practice problem so I know. Alright, so example 2. We have the expression 16 divided by 2 plus 8 times 3. So first, we will see which rules we are using. And we can see there's no parentheses and no exponents, so we cross those two out in the PEMDAS and no subtraction. And then we underline what we do first. So we have to look going left to right, and division comes first. So we underline 16 divided by 2. So then we bring down that expression. So 16 divided by 2 is 8, and then we bring down the 8 from above and the multiplied by 3 from above. Then we get 8 times 3, because we're going left to right, so that equals 24. So we bring down the 8 from above, and then we bring down that 24 from the underlined portion. And then we underline 8 plus 24, and we get that equal to 32, and that's our answer, so I put a square or circle around it. Alright, let's practice our third problem. So we have 12 divided by 3 plus 2 to the third power times 3 minus. So we underline what first, parentheses, and we're using all PEMDAS so we don't have to worry about crossing any of that out. So then we bring down the expression 12 divided by 3 plus 2 squared times 2. Then we move on to exponents because that's the second rule. So there's an exponent, 2 to the third, which is 8. So we bring down 12 divided by 3 plus 8 times 2. Then we have division because that's the next rule going left to right. So 12 divided by 3 is 4 plus 8 times 2. Then we underline multiplication because that's the next rule. going left to right, and that equals 8 times 2 is 16, so we bring down 16, 4 plus 16. We get our answer, which is equal to 20, and we put a circle or square around it. Alright, to summarize, we define the order of operations and when it is used. We went over the order used, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, and we went over some example problems. I'm so glad that you guys are understanding this concept, and I really want to make sure you guys understand, so I put a quiz at the end of this. If you could just click the link and take it, and then I'll give you your results back through email. Thank you.